second session as a moderator, Ms. Ritika Aima, IAS Assistant Collector, 𝗲𝗵𝗿 Thank you so much once again. We have the great personality, Sri Rajendra Kumar Kataria, IAS Karnataka, Additional Chief Secretary, Revenue and Endorsement, Government of Karnataka. Huge round of applause, sir. Welcome, sir. Ma'am, continues.
Good morning, everyone. It is a privilege to introduce Sri Rajendra Kumar Kataria, sir, a 1996 batch IAS officer of the Karnataka cadre with nearly 3 decades of experience in administration. Sir has served in diverse and critical roles across revenue, finance, transport, agriculture, urban development, and district administration, both at state and central levels. Currently, he is serving as Principal Secretary to the Government in Revenue Department, bringing with him a rare blend of field experience, policy insight, and reform-oriented leadership. He is also a recipient of the National Award for E-Governance 2017 for nation's first intelligent transport system with mobile app at Mysore city, a pioneering innovation in public service delivery. We are truly fortunate to have Sir with us today to share his insights and experiences. May I now request Sir to kindly address us. Sir, the stage is all yours.
Good morning, friends. All the delegates from different parts of the state. Many people from, I'm told, from Gujarat. A team from Labasna and all friends. You had first session. I'll just add on the next, I think around half an hour session. I'll try to tell what Karnataka has done, what advantage Karnataka had, and what is the learning. And maybe next 5-10 minutes towards the end, if there's any question answer session, we can discuss more about the implementation of NAKSHA program in Karnataka and what is the learning from Karnataka. Karnataka, as you know, in the southern part of Karnataka, southern part of the country basically, the survey operations, the entire country, if you look at the surveys conducted by the British when the British were ruling this country, somewhere in 1816 to 70 or 80, that is the time when they carried out survey. They carried out ocean survey, then the Survey of India also during the same time carried out survey. Land survey also started during the same time. And the focus by the Britishers was basically to survey land which was fetching them revenue. So the residential area, where people were residing, Abadi area, was by and large in the entire country. I can say because I worked in Haryana for almost 7 years in 3 districts as collector and urban development, and of course I worked in Karnataka also for a number of years. So most of the places, the urban area was left out. It was never surveyed. Now under 𝗏𝗵𝗿 and NAKSHA, these two stream, now we are carrying out the rural as well as urban survey. So in Karnataka, we have the advantage. Why Karnataka is slightly better than the other state is, we had an advantage because if you look at the city survey in Karnataka started in 1920 actually. So some of the select cities, they started doing city survey. 2010 we came out with this urban UPR project where few select 3-4 cities we started doing the urban survey. And of course NAKSHA, as you know, 2025 NAKSHA came. Then the role of department, as per the Karnataka Land Revenue Act actually, so we have in Karnataka, we have a land revenue department where there are 2 organs. We have revenue department per se, which are basically dealing with the land record management. And there's a survey department which basically keeps all the survey records, both urban and rural. So these 2 organs, they very closely work under the department. So this is how the survey record were prepared. I mean, if you look at the bottom, this is how the survey record were initially prepared. These are some of the, over almost 100 years, if you look at the map on the right hand side, so these kind of paper maps were already there in almost 43 cities in Karnataka, much before when we started the survey operations. Now, the city survey had an issue basically. City survey, when we started, if you look at the southern part of Maharashtra and the northern part of Karnataka, the city survey concept came, and there the city survey maps, like I showed in the previous slide, so those were the maps which were available with us. So we could, we could carry out survey. We could identify a property. Each property is tagged with that number. Now, many of these cities, when you do sale transaction, now also, if you look at the Belgaum side and then Bijapur side, Kalburgi side, the northern part of the state, invariably the urban properties are sold when they do registration with the survey number, city survey number. CTS basically we call CT, city and S survey number. So that, kind of ownership, that there is a property which has a survey number, which is there in the city survey record. And we also do mutation also. Apart from the mutation in ROR, as we do in the rural areas, agriculture land, we also do mutation in city survey. I mean, if there's a change of property, change of hand, so we do that. But then the limitation was that all cities, all towns were not covered because of manpower shortage and excess work by the Department of Survey. Certain areas were unsurveyed, forest survey and all that were taken up. So whatever cities selected long back, subsequently it came to a standstill. So subsequent survey were not happening. Only 48 cities in Karnataka. It was very old method, as you know, chain method system was there. So it was time consuming and all that. Now, if you look at the urbanization in the entire country in the last 3-4 decades, like I remember, like 3 decades back in 1996 when I joined IAS and I landed in Karnataka. So first time I went after marriage to a restaurant. I'm just telling how the urbanization started. So newly married wife came to my place. It's a very small village, kind of district headquarters. So we went to a restaurant. And from a village to the training, so this fellow gave a menu card. So I thought कि वो जो ट्रेनिंग में गए थे ना, वो पहले सूप आता है, फिर मेन कोर्स आता है, फिर स्वीट डिश आता है, तो हमने कहा अच्छा पहले सूप लेके आओ. तो I look at the soup, there were 2-3 soup option कि स्वीट कॉर्न सूप ले आओ. He again asked, sir, sweet corn ही चाहिए ना सर? मैंने कहा हाँ स्वीट कॉर्न लेके आओ. So then I realized that there was a boiled corn and some 2-3 spoons of sugar mixed in it. तो मैंने पूछा कि भाई स्वीट कॉर्न सूप मांगा था. कहता सर आपसे पूछा था ना मैंने 2-3 बार, इसलिए एक्स्ट्रा चीनी मिलाई है सर. सो देन आई वाज वंडरिंग कि आई मीन द अर्बनाइजेशन इज स्प्रेडिंग. तो मैंने कहाँ से ये आइडिया लिया कि सब हैदराबाद में है ना, तो वहाँ से लेके आया है, वहाँ से आइडिया लेके आए हैं. नाउ द सेम सिटी आफ्टर 30 years I go now, same Raichur district, which was, though it was fertile actually comparatively, it was between 2 rivers, so it was kind of Doab of the northern part of Karnataka. When you go there now, so when you look at the menu, you will have some 20 good quality restaurants and hotels in the same town because it's of growth in urban growth. And the menu card is better now. And then you get the genuine, if you want a Lebanese food also, you get there. So what I'm saying is the growth, rapid expansion of the urbanization, which it was around 10-12% of the population area was under urban coverage. Now it has gone to 30-40%. And like Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana, few of these states, Haryana. So the urban growth is phenomenal. So when you have urban growth, then urban growth also has its own challenges. And if you look at the court cases, any court case, like I know about Karnataka, roughly 40%, I am the litigant. Revenue Department contributes roughly 40% of the cases. And many of these cases are also pertaining to the urban properties where there are land disputes. Title is not very clear, area is not very clear, so that leads to the dispute. So the survey operation under banner of NAKSHA hopefully will resolve these issues which we have never touched. As you know, land is a very emotional subject. Everybody is very emotionally connected with land. We are now standing on the land, but people are very well emotionally connected with the land. So anything which we handle with somebody's emotion, so we have to be legally sound, technically correct. So I think legally sound and technically correct. I believe that, I hope that NAKSHA, because I have tried in Karnataka, few cities we are getting that emotional connect when we do this NAKSHA and we add the picture of the building, top picture, side picture on their ROR, on their city survey map. So the kind of happiness people get. So I think that is what a program like this can give back to the people, to the community. Karnataka, we also actually, before NAKSHA came, Karnataka was again a pioneer. We started this urban property ownership record. We started there the first time in 2010 when we started idea of doing urban survey. 3 cities we selected in the beginning, and then this gave us an idea. Then in 2019 and 20, flying we started actually. Aerial survey we started using drone technology. So Karnataka had that advantage, and in 2021-22 Bagalkot town drone technology used. There was a huge dam we bought. We acquired land. People were rehabilitated to some new location. So since it was by and large a planned R&R rehabilitation for these people, so there we did this survey, and it gave us a confidence that this can be done. So this entire town, new town we surveyed. If you look at the map on the right hand side, so that whole city was surveyed. And each property, 4 corners, polygons are known to us. So that gave us a confidence that this can be actually implemented on ground. I think this everybody will be knowing. Under NAKSHA, we are using drone, GNS rovers and GI-based enterprise survey, as I was mentioning, property ownership, on-ground boundary capturing and all that. When we basically the issue, which I'll tell you towards the end of the discussion, the issues which we are facing and which most of the states will face, unless and until we bring out some kind of transparency in our whole approach. So these local issues will not be able to resolve it. Quality is something which is very important. So basically, adoption of technology. Technology-wise, I think Survey of India, and in the last almost 4 or 5 years, there's a huge investment by all the states, by Government of India, by Survey of India, in the technology for the survey. And many states are doing under, like Karnataka, we were doing out of our fund. Then DLRMP came, then NAKSHA came. So we are now, there are sources beyond what GOI is giving, where people are investing money and they are finding value in it. They know that investing 100 crores may look big in a department like revenue, which is always, hand to mouth. There's no money in the department most of the time. But thanks to the DLRMP, thanks to a program like NAKSHA, people are getting exposed to the latest technology. You are getting funding. You are trying out something which we never tried. Something which you are bringing from outside and putting on ground. So that is something which the technology is playing a key role. Survey methodology, as I was saying, is basically when you do survey, people don't believe us. Let us admit that actually. Our brand value in government is very bad. I am saying after spending 30 years, people don't believe us. कि सब झूठ बोलते होंगे यार ये सारे लोग बाबू लोग जो है, क्योंकि सरकारी गाड़ी मिलती है, वो गेट खोलता है बंदा, we sit in the car, sit in our office, we go back, we give good भाषण, but are we delivering? So जनरल फेज है कि ये सरकारी बाबू कुछ नहीं करते. एक ओनरशिप नहीं है, हम ना तो ओनरशिप हम में है. हमको लगता है कि जो नौकरी करने आए हैं तो लेट मी डू सम 2 years, I'll go to new department, I'll start again learning new things. So bringing confidence in common man that, look boss, I'm here for you. So that is so important, which is very, very difficult. You have to give that face, ki boss, this man is for you. I will make your life, if not 100% happy, at least I'll try to do 1% happiness in your life by bringing some clarity in your ownership. So that is the first thing which we realized that when we started doing this. आप किसी के घर के बाहर जाओगे, वो रोवर लेके खड़ा होके, वो कहेगा हाँ भाई कौन हो आप, क्यों आ रहे हो? So वो जब तक उसके दिमाग में वो निकलेगा नहीं कि no, I'm here for something good. My exercise is going, I'm not doing for myself. I'm improving your record. I'm improving your life better. I'm adding to your value, to your property. So then only he will allow you to enter the 4 walls of the house. Then sharing the documents is again a very, very critical. Nobody would like to share a document because of the brand value. Because people think that we are not good. We are not good enough. So let us not believe these babus of government. So that is something so you give an advance notice, give wide publicity, why this program is, who will get benefited of this program, what are the activities we'll be carrying out, what documents will be requiring, where all we go and touch your points. So that is something most important. If you do proper IEC activity, and then you give an advance notice, and then you go on ground, involve the local leaders, वो जिनको वोट डालते हैं, जो उनके सपोर्ट में खड़े होते हैं, they believe in them. Because if they have any problem, they go to local leaders, local MLAs, local MPs, local corporators, local guys. उनको वोट चाहिए होता है तो उनकी बात सुनते हैं वो. हमको वोट नहीं चाहिए होता. हम काम करें ना करें, सैलरी मिल जाती ना. वो गाड़ी का बिल पेमेंट हुआ नहीं हुआ, but still vehicle is running. Somebody is ensuring that your car runs. So why one would come to us? But they go to them. If they go to them, then for us, he will feel happy कि अच्छा वो DM साहब ने बुलाया है किसी लीडर को, तो he will feel happy कि बॉस ये आपके गांव में सर्वे कर रहे, please come and support us. So you have to involve these local leaders. Local leaders may be not only political leaders, I am saying, local leaders who are influential. They may be religious leaders, they may be social workers, reformers, maybe people who are involved deeply in these activities. So if you involve them, it becomes easy for all of us to you can stop me when you have to stop. I think 11 o'clock. No? Yes, yes. Yeah, 2 minutes before. Yes. Yeah. So that is an area where without the success of this program is only on this particular winning confidence of people. Because you cannot complete NAKSHA without touching at least two corner, front corner. Even people will not even allow you to touch your front main road side corners. People dispute, people fight because of mistrust. So that trust you have to bring, that this activity is for you, for your benefit. Please cooperate and support. So that is one area which I feel that we should do that. On-ground boundary capturing, when we do, generally I have seen that हमारे लोग जाते हैं जब घर में कोई नहीं होता है, दिन में कोई होता नहीं है, तो वो कहेगा कि साहब आपने मेरे absence में अपने मार्क कर दिया मेरी प्रॉपर्टी का. आपने डॉक्यूमेंट मांगा तो डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं देगा आपको. कुछ लोगों का प्लान सैंक्शन कुछ होता है, बिल्डिंग कुछ बनी होती है, एरिया कुछ है, आपका कब्जा कुछ और है. There are challenges in the entire process, but then you can still do that without getting into that loop. So that is one area. And end of the day, this quality assurance is so very important, that are we ensuring that the whole exercise is as per the quality standards. Because if you have a quality standard well maintained, your results will be very good. As you know, as I've already told, the records in the urban areas, there are 100 and odd departments who are owners. Somebody is owning electricity line, somebody is owning water supply line, somebody is owning sewage line, somebody is in charge of drainage, somebody is in charge of survey, somebody is in charge of ROR, somebody is in charge of taxation. So they are multi-agencies. So the coordination with multi-agencies, sometimes it's very, very tough. We work in government, we don't believe our own colleagues. So उनको रिकॉर्ड क्यों देना हुआ, उनसे रिकॉर्ड क्यों लेना. So that is again issue. I'll tell you what we have done in Karnataka. NAKSHA, for NAKSHA, we created a strategy that since we are doing NAKSHA, so we in Karnataka, we didn't restrict ourselves only to just capturing buildings. We gone beyond capturing buildings. If you see, this is how we have captured. So while capturing, what we did is we captured, basically we used rovers, as you know. We generated polygons at real time. Ground truthing was done. People were involved. Urban infrastructure, this is the most important part. During this exercise, we also captured everything which is above ground and below ground. You would have seen I was telling last time when I was in Mussoorie for the same subject, you would have seen many movies, na? Suddenly वो underground जाते हैं, कुछ वो टू सर्च ए बिल्डिंग. आपने वो देखी, कई मूवीज़ देखा होगा ना, वो अंडरग्राउंड एक टनल सी बनी होती है, वो मूवीज़ में ही नज़र आती है, पता नहीं है कि नहीं ग्राउंड में, इंडिया में तो शायद नहीं होगा. बट देन दे विल ओपन द मैप and then they will say, okay, where are the utilities? So what is there in movies, in Karnataka we have created in 3 cities. So when if you ask me, okay, where is the underground pipeline? So I can actually tell you in the city. I will open that map, which you generally see in the Western, in the Hollywood movies, that you open a map. अच्छा, इस बिल्डिंग में चोरी करनी है, वो वहाँ पे सामान रखा हुआ है, तो कौन सा टनल ऊपर जाता है, किस टनल से जाओगे तो कहाँ पे कौन सा वो क्रेटर खुलेगा. So that kind of infrastructure, which I think I'm told in many of the Western world, they had a fair, good quality planned map where all utilities are laid. And if in case of repair, in case of maintenance, so they use it. So something like that we have started using in NAKSHA, where apart from covering all the houses of the buildings, so in the entire exercise what we did was, yeah, so if you look at this, so anything on ground and anything below ground. So in this exercise what we did was, all private buildings, all government buildings, government lands, government utilities, almost everything we have captured. If you ask me electric line, I can tell you electric lines. If you ask me underground sewage system. So in this exercise, we have captured everything. Since we were putting a lot of resources, so we thought let us add a bit extra and capture everything. So in this exercise, all utilities we captured. So that has given us an idea. If you look at the, I'll just show you the progress here. If you look at the progress, I mean, out of total area, if you look at the, in terms of ground truthing area, 70% ground truthing, because flying is very easy. It takes few hours to fly. But then doing ground truthing and matching with the real time is something you require huge manpower, number one. You require huge involvement of everybody, community as well as the different departments. Then not all recordings will be of good quality, so that my experience in Karnataka is around 15 to 20% flying records are faulty. So they have to again fly. So that is an area. So if you look at the percentage, we have almost 70% we have covered area wise. 90% properties we have almost completed. So this going to properties and fetching data and completing is the most important challenging thing, because that is what the NAKSHA is meant for. In this exercise, byproduct for me, I never knew where my properties are, where my utilities are. They are there, but I never knew where they are. So with that exercise, now we know where my properties are. In fact, using NAKSHA, we did one trial in a city where we had this gold mine. So we had a fight between the gold company and the state, and then we started capturing the utilities, the investment by the state on the utilities in that area. We have provided water supply, roads, electricity, other connectivity. So using the same experience, recently we have converted, okay, we'll fly, we'll have ground truthing, and I will tell you on your land how much money I have invested, my utility cost. So if you are saying that this is my land value, I'm saying this is my investment. So that came because of this. So now this will help us in future planning. Now I'm told the government of India is now going to expand. There are 2 major projects government of India is thinking, maybe hopefully they will come in the budget. One is surveying 20% of the ground area in the country in the next 4 or 5 years. And second is expanding NAKSHA. Because the NAKSHA experience with whatever few states are doing, so from the learning, they will now expand NAKSHA. NAKSHA will really change the face of urban property management. So you see we have all the overrides of all the areas. We had now ward boundaries.
Sorry, sir. Time to a national protocol.
Yeah.
आज पूज्य महात्मा गांधी बाबू की पुण्यतिथि पर. So all officers request to you who present here today observance of the silent to pay tribute to Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Close your eyes. ओम शांति शांति। सत्य, अहिंसा, सद्भाव की इस महान मानव के चरणों में वंदन। सर कंटिन्यू सर। धन्यवाद।
Yeah, so I was basically mentioning about what all we can get when we carry out this exercise with a little extra investment. If you look at the attributes captured by the earth, so almost the entire city we have captured, all utilities, all properties, underground, above ground, below ground. This is the kind of final output which we have prepared in few cities, and then I'll just focus on the if you look at the NAKSHA, my experience, what we have understood is one I was already told, involvement of community, IEC activity, involvement of departments also, because this requires multi-department involvement. Most of the time, you form a team, but then you will not find. Sometime, like my people will tell कि सब survey का ही अपने पीछे डंडा चला कर रखा है, बाकी लोग आ नहीं रहे हैं. So because this is not just a survey work, actually. Survey is doing an activity, but then the owners of properties, private owners and public authorities, are to come together to carry out this activity. So that is one area where I think the most important part is, unless and until there is a strong leadership at the district level. That can happen if the district magistrate, deputy commissioner, if he or she takes proactive role and involve and put the scheme as priority, that yes, NAKSHA is a priority in the district, so carry out. So then it will happen. Accuracy, legal sanctity and trust I have already mentioned, because everybody will dispute. Even 1 inch land, especially in urban areas, land is very costly. So if you are losing 1 inch, people fight. So that is another area. If you are transparent, legally correct, technically sound, accurate, people don't generally dispute. Technology, of course, technology now is available, and the Survey of India is also supporting us, so it's not an issue. NAKSHA, if we see, as I was mentioning, that Karnataka has an advantage. Because when we started NAKSHA, prior to NAKSHA, we had city survey. After city survey, we already had the UPR, so that advantage Karnataka had. So it added, benefit to us. Generally, when we carry out this activity, we should not get stuck to one activity. When you do survey, so try to complete whatever is possible. Certain undisputed areas can be captured very fast. Ground truthing can be done accordingly, and then maybe individual collection of documents can maybe, with the help of the department concerned, we can do that. So that will really help. And then I think covered already. Now, with Karnataka learning, I feel that there are 2-3 learnings. One is, when we started initially survey, we thought that it is just a waste of activity, because it has, the survey output was, the NAKSHA output was not a legal document. As many of the states have done, when you do Swamitwa, so you give a property card. If the property card is not a legal document, or if it is not a bankable document, where you can go to bank, take loan, you can transact it. So to make it legal, bankable, transactable, so in Karnataka, what we did was, we have in Karnataka e-Khata. So we started merging with the e-Khata system, so that becomes a legal document. So all the attributes which we are capturing here we are putting in the e-Khata. So there is a property card. So we are depicting his top picture, front picture, and all the polygons. So that becomes a legal document, which we realize that Swamitwa, having done almost, we have 30,000 villages, 20,000 we did. Idea was that you give card to the individuals and they will pay for it. Even UPR also we had the same idea. But why I would pay for a card which is not adding any value to me? My property you have measured and giving it back to me. So we realize that unless and until you merge NAKSHA with the some legal document and make a common document. Nobody would like to have 3-4 documents. So Karnataka experience is the NAKSHA output now we are converting with the e-khata, electronic khata. So once you do that, acceptability is very high, 1. 2, involvement by community, by everybody. They know that whatever document we are going to deliver you has a legal sanctity, legal value. So that is second part which I believe that unless and until you do that activity, it will not help. Third is, if the output is not used by the civic society, by these civic authorities, you know what is your electricity network, what is your sewage network, what is your water supply network, how many roads are owned by you, how many public assets owned by you. So some of these activity we started doing, and then in the exercise, we realized that many of the cities, there were some land which were lying vacant. Nobody knew who was the owner. So during that time, huge land parcels came to the urban bodies, to the local bodies. So they became aware that now we know where the lakes are. So those records also we got updated. So that is another learning, that a proper asset management by the urban civic authorities. All authorities which are providing civic amenities, now they have a database about their properties. So they can plan the area expansion. They also know how and where the city is growing, what are the requirements, where you need water supply, where you need electricity. So this NAKSHA is not only just mapping buildings and structure, this is also helping us. And in Karnataka, we have started using this for the activities. The ownership, in fact, now there is a demand actually. Now the government of India has said, okay, you take 10 small cities. We took very small cities. Small cities is basically, you have less difficulties, less challenges, manageable. While sending also, we would have also all states कि छोटी जगह जहाँ पे डिस्प्यूट ज़्यादा नहीं है, लोग ठीक ठाक है, कराएंगे. Now there is a demand. People are coming कि सब हमारे शहर में तो लगा दो, हमने क्या गुनाह किया है. So people are finding, so unless and until there is a demand from the community that something new is happening. So this is what NAKSHA has given to Karnataka. And I stop here. If anyone has any question, I think I have 7-8 minutes. If anybody has any question, you can ask. Yeah.
Sir, good morning. We are from the Gujarat team. Sir, as it has been said that we are taking that NAKSHA ORI and we are putting that. There is a expected that the gap between that our city survey record, which was the legacy record, while in NAKSHA ORI, it is expected practice at that time. Sir, I request you to get some insight upon that, how we should determine that discrepancy based on that whether it is a technical error or whether we want to go further for that.
No, I think this is a very common question which everybody will ask, because when you do survey, so your ground position and your paper position will differ. In Karnataka case, we realized that close to 85% is matching. So my match percentage is pretty high. So when you have larger community accepting it, so the smaller portion, generally the people believe that whatever is there with me is like good enough because it is litigation free. So I am giving them a pakka right. So far in the 3-4 cities where we are almost nearing completion, we could able to resolve because the difference is within 5-7%. So you can't alter, frankly speaking, because there are 4 corners. I have a house here, somebody else constructed a house. So if you start altering it and adjusting as per the paper, so that may not happen. So people have started believing that my gap is only 5%, 7%. Nobody has inquest upon. So to that extent, people are accepting this very small percentage where somebody has inquest upon. My property is 10 by 10, 30 by 40 site. Somebody is sitting with 40 by 60 site. So he has taken my site, bigger portion. Only those disputes are there, but those are all minimal dispute by experience in the last 1 year. So less than 1% disputes. In fact, Andhra, 2 years back I went to Andhra. Andhra for the land, they have done good work actually. So the similar exercise they have carried out is as is, where is basis. On your possession, we will transfer you the ownership. And people accepted it. In fact, that gave us idea that we can also try this. We tried it out. Urban areas, because even if 5 feet is coming less, it has value. I mean, all urban area mein aajkal land is very costly. So people will not easily, agree. But when you generally tell that 85% people are getting satisfied with the survey output, so remaining lot generally, my experience is except 1% generally settled. Number two, we have also provided one mechanism for appeal. It is not just a survey that you survey and is one-sided. So we have also made a provision that if we issue a draft property card, invite objections. After objections are heard, the authority will decide. With that decision, I am saying around close to 99% cases are settled without any dispute. 1%, less than 1% cases, yes, there are disputes. So those are mutually, there is nothing like 100% perfection. But anything above 90% is a good result according to me. But I am saying in a scenario where the success rate is 99%. Yeah.
Sir, good morning, sir. We are from Andhra Pradesh. So yesterday, one speaker told us how they dealt with the encroachments of government lands during the survey of NAKSHA. So we would like to know from you how the Karnataka dealt with the encroachments and how they recorded. What is the output?
Okay. 2 years back in Karnataka, we started with concept like land beat app. Beat system if you Google beat system used to be when the British were in India, so they had a beat system. You select some points, so the authorities will visit those important installation. It started actually, if you read 𝗥𝗷𝗲, it is written how they used to go to ensure that those crucial checkpoints, entry points, crucial installations are preserved, protected well. So there used to be a roster that every 2 months somebody will visit. People who have come, like I am from a village, I remember, वो रात को चौकीदार बोलता था जागते रहो, so somebody will say हाँ जाग रहा हूँ. So it's an alert, basically alert. So something like that, this system was there in the British time, the beat system. It was, military had a beat system. Subsequently, when post-independence, many departments like department which is in charge of water supply, in charge of dams, electricity, police, they started that check that whether from dam to the supply channel, like we get water from Mysore to Bangalore, almost 150 kilometers. So there is a route actually. There is a proper track route where people go every day 4 times and check that there is no leakage, everything is okay. So on the similar line, we mooted this idea of land beat app. So we developed one app, it's called land beat app. So what we did was all the lands which are in the name of government, we have 14,31,000 government properties in the state. They are urban properties or rural properties. So when I'm saying government properties, they may be lakes, they may be roads, they may be vacant government lands. So all the lands were given to the local, what we call village accountant. Some places you call talati, patwari. So at that level we push this data. So there is a map of that data. So the moment you enter in that area, it will pop up. And then you can actually do whether there is an encroachment or not. So that is one phase. So we carried out this exercise for both all urban as well as rural properties. That comes the second part now. So this encroached area is pushed to second phase where the survey department has a role. Survey department will actually carry out survey to determine the extent of encroachment. That is second part. So that part is in Karnataka is going on now. Then there is a third part. When you actually calculate the area under encroachment, then it pushed to, everything is digitally pushed. So that I have a record to tomorrow if I want to monitor. So I have a record about how many properties in Karnataka are under encroachment and who is under encroachment, what action taken by the Tahsildar or concerned. Third level is we have a provision where Tahsildar can remove encroachment. We have under the Karnataka Land Revenue Act, we have made a provision, section 104, where Tahsildar is authority to remove encroachment on public land. So that is third part when we remove encroachment. Fourth part is apart from removing encroachment, we also have a system, there is a land grabbing prohibition court. So if somebody has encroached upon, so Karnataka is, we also register criminal case. So that is also a big deterrent actually. Because people get away with the encroaching government land, nothing, because no action is taken. Acts are also very weak. So we have land grabbing courts. So the urban properties for that matter, like in Bangalore urban properties or wherever we are doing this survey. So this data is getting pushed to the, after survey is done, pushed to the Tahsildar or local authorities or the land owning departments. So now they are taking action. So many properties, I was mentioning, many properties which they also didn't know, urban areas. I'm talking about these 10 cities in Karnataka alone, I'm saying, where people didn't know about their properties. Now they know that they have a property. After that, the property is free or under encroachment, that they're getting know now. And now they are protecting the properties. I am also, as Additional Chief Secretary of the department, I am also chairman of a company by name Karnataka Public Land Corporation. So I am chairman of that. So that company has a money with us. So the role of this company is wherever there is a public, generally in the revenue department, I mean most of you will agree with me, there is hardly any money. वो कलेक्टर की गाड़ी का फ्यूल भी पता नहीं कहाँ से आता है, वो जो मीटिंग में चाय पानी भी कहीं से आता है, आपको पता ही होगा. हाँ, so वो पैसा नहीं होता है. So where in Karnataka we have this company where we keep this money. This money is used only to protect public lands. So the output from this 10 survey, so we have given money to the district magistrate. It's a kind of escrow account. 10 crore is given to. So as and when there is a requirement, so if it is a high costly property, if it is more than 5 crore property, so up to 5% of the cost of the property, we said, okay, you put a fencing, proper fencing. If it is like, suppose in Bangalore city, where 1 acre land will be some 30 crore, 40 crores. So there we said, you put a proper solid fencing. If a small cities, we said, okay, you put some barbed wire fencing. You still go to another small place, big lake is there, so you can't put fencing. So we said, okay, put a green fencing. You have a trench all 4 sides and put tree plantation, involve the community. Another thing which we are doing is, which I suggest all of you, the output of this, we have now in the state, we have taken a decision just last 10 days back, that all the lake we have around 41,000 lakes in the state of Karnataka. Close to 40,800 lakes we have surveyed. So the survey output now we have put in the public domain, where the encroachments are, so that let the community know. So yeah, community know कि भाई कौन मेरे गांव में कितनी जमीन में कितना लेक है, वो लेक मेरे पास है, किसी ने कब्जा किया हुआ है. बिकॉज जनरली हमको तो ना बड़ा प्रेम है ना, अपने पास ऐसे छुपा के रखते हैं कि नहीं मेरा प्रॉपर्टी हमको देना नहीं कुछ किसी को. सो इफ यू पुट इन द पब्लिक डोमेन, तो everybody will get to know that this is a public community asset. And I request all of you who are here, come out with the idea so that you can put in public domain. Because हम सब वीक हो चुके हैं, हमारे बस का नहीं है कोई ज़मीन बचाना किसी का. वो जनता जनार्दन के पास they are powerful. If you provide them, they will protect them. Let us not keep with us. ये कुर्सी आती जाती है. मैं I'm saying after 30 years, 3 decades of service, having worked in 2 different states, वो कुर्सी आती है चले जाती है. आपको जो नमस्ते मिलती है ना, वो सब इस कुर्सी की वजह से है. कुर्सी हट जाती है, नमस्ते बंद हो जाती है. So the only thing is your work will remember. So if you put in public domain, I personally feel if you put in public domain, you will have complaints, no doubt. My court cases have gone up after this. But I'm happy with it. At least कुछ तो कोई तो बचा रहा है. मेरे पास तो हिम्मत है नहीं. मेरा विलेज अकाउंटेंट, वो पटवारी, तहसीलदार, वो एक किसी का नोट लिखवा के पोस्टिंग लेता है, तो उसकी बात ही सुनेगा, वो मेरी बात थोड़ी सुनेगा. I can take action, this is the secondary part. But what I'm saying is, when you have that system, so his motivation is minimal to get into something which is beyond his control. So this NAKSHA property, the output of NAKSHA, I was mentioning, apart from managing private properties, the biggest advantage which I feel in Karnataka is about inventory of properties owned by government. मेरे को जब मैंने ज्वाइन किया डिपार्टमेंट में, आई हैड नो आइडिया कि मेरे डिपार्टमेंट में, रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट में, हाउ मेनी आर गवर्नमेंट लैंड्स. आई हैड रफ आइडिया. वो भूमि सिस्टम है हमारे यहाँ, यू क्लिक द बटन, यू गेट द फिगर, प्रॉपर्टी इंटर्ड एज गवर्नमेंट, सो यू विल गेट द नो. वो कहाँ पे है, कितना इंक्रोचमेंट है, यू विल बी सरप्राइज टू नो. नाउ आई एम शेयरिंग दिस इंफॉर्मेशन. Out of 14,31,000 properties, close to 2,01,083 properties are owned by revenue department. When I'm saying government means all departments. So out of these 2,01,000 properties, you'll be surprised to know 53% of properties are under encroachment. So nobody knew this data. Thanks to my 𝗏𝗵𝗿 app, and I'm willing to share if anybody is interested, we have tested actually. So my data is captured. Now 𝗏𝗵𝗿 app and this output we are now mapping the government lands. We are now coming out with a dashboard where this survey output, because survey output will give you exact dimension of the lake, land which is, and there's another issue, and which most of the states would know, under section 67 in Karnataka Land Revenue Act, similar section is there in all the acts, any land not owned by any person, any land not owned by any person or institution is government land. So when I carry out NAKSHA, I map all the lands owned by somebody. Anything which is not owned by somebody, I am saying it's a government land. It's under the Act. And I am referring Karnataka Land Revenue Act. I have worked in Haryana, as 3-4 places I was a collector in Haryana also. So 2 states I know. I am from Delhi, so I know about Delhi also. I have few friends, batchmates here and there, so I keep attending these workshops. So I know most of the states have a provision in their respective act about the ownership of land. If any land not owned by anybody, it's a government land. So this output of the exercise is land, private land, public land, utilities. So this is giving a huge database to all of us for managing this property well. The output can be put in public domain. Karnataka, I am realizing that it is helping us in a big way. Department are now coming and telling now public land कि सब हमको कोई गांव में PSC खोलना है urban area में. You have to give some land for burial ground. You have to give some land to school. So now the lands which were not known to the department now coming in the public domain to be a government land, which we are now notifying, updating the records with the dimension and giving them number. We have also done one more thing in the part of this. We are also giving each government plot. We will be rolling out soon. We have done in the rural areas, Alpin, a unique number of land. So all the lands in the urban, we have done in the rural areas. Urban area, because of the complexity, because one land may be owned by multiple people, same, multiple levels. But public land, we are now started giving public land inventory and public land unique number we have started giving now in Karnataka. I think I am done with my, my time is over. Correct, Amma?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
my
you
time
so
is
much.
over. So I thank the organizers, all the team from the Labasna, from government of Gujarat and all the friends. And it is really, I feel happy every time whenever I come and speak about whatever little bit we have done. It's always, learning, sharing and caring. I came the same very auditorium few months back when it was a big program organized by the Gujarat government. It was a big show where we have participants from many places. And it was always, good takeaways when you attend such conferences. You may not like 100% what I speak. But वो लगेगा कि हाँ वो 2 चीज़ उसने अच्छी बोली थी यार, हमारे पास नहीं है, करना चाहिए. I go and attend, so I always said, okay, no, okay. I may not like, because every time we said, okay, no, Karnataka is the best. I always tell. Why Gujarat is telling, Karnataka is the best, we said. But there is always something to learn from Gujarat. There is always something. I was quoting about Andhra Pradesh. I went to Andhra once 2 years back. So this idea of, which you are saying, compromising came from Andhra. Likewise, we recently been to Himachal, so some idea came from Himachal. I was in Pune about RCCMS, so some idea came from Pune. Okay, no, it's a good idea. So there's no harm in improving it further. So I hope that the sharing of ideas will give you satisfaction when you, end of that, when you go back to your district. End of the day, kursi will go, your ideas, your happiness will remain. So let us keep, kursi will keep moving, but the good work will always remain on ground. Let us make life happy. I was just telling before I close, you look at the number of court cases. In Karnataka, I contribute roughly 43% litigation. जितने भी हाई कोर्ट में केस है ना, उसमें मैं जिम्मेदार हूँ 43% में. क्यों जिम्मेदार हूँ? क्योंकि हम वो अपने पास छुपा के रखते हैं कि मेरी ज़मीन है, मेरी प्रॉपर्टी है. We don't want to bring reforms in good governance. We don't, मेरी ज़मीन है, मैं अपनी ज़मीन पे I want to convert into agriculture. नहीं आप करोगे नहीं सर, आपको वो लेना पड़ेगा परमिशन, आप डीसी के पास चिट्ठी डालोगे, डीसी विल सेंड टू 10 डिपार्टमेंट्स, वो 10 डिपार्टमेंट्स फिर वो फॉर द नेम से भी से सिंगल विंडो, बट व्हेन यू ओपन सिंगल विंडो यू आर इन कॉरिडोर एंड कॉरिडोर हैज़ मल्टीपल डोर्स, सो इज इट रियली सिंगल विंडो? वो बंदा खुश होकर जाता है कि सिंगल विंडो है, बाहर निकलते कॉरिडोर है, कहाँ जाऊँ, पता चला कि मल्टीपल डोर्स है. सो कैन वी ब्रिंग रिफॉर्म्स? Why people go to writ petition? Because we fail. Why people go to writ petition? Because we fail. So I personally feel, since most of you are from the Land Revenue Department, this department has huge scope for reforms. You come out not as an officer, come out as a farmer or as a small unit holder of a land, and then you deal with government. Be it your conversion, be it your planning, be it your building sanction, be it anything, and then you feel the pinch, the heat, how a common man faces. So I personally feel this department, though we have done many reforms, but this department is something, वो दुआ लेके जानी है ना, this is the department where you can get. See, big guy will give you money, वो आशीर्वाद नहीं देता. But if you bring change in some poor man's life, and I'm saying from my first assignment, the poor man's life, वही आपको उसके बाद पैसा नहीं है देने के लिए, नो मनी, एम्प्टी पॉकेट. द ओनली थिंग ही ऑफर्स इज कि बेटा आशीर्वाद है मेरा, चलो अच्छा रहोगे. सो यू कीप एडिंग ऑन. आई एम हैप्पी दैट इन लास्ट 30 years थोड़ा बहुत मैंने भी ऐड किया होगा. पीपल हु आर न्यू, आई एम टोल्ड फ्यू प्रोफेशनल्स आर हियर, सो यू स्टार्ट योर करियर, ऐड समथिंग न्यू. दिस डिपार्टमेंट नीड्स ह्यूज रिफॉर्म्स. वी डील विद masses. No other department, I am saying with authority, I am saying, no other department deals with masses. We deal with masses. We deal with emotions, land. So, this urban land records, NAKSHA, if you contribute, you are basically making life happy, common man. Lot more Ashirvadam will come to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, request, sir, remain your stage. Kindly request Sri Ritika Aima, IAS Assistant Collector, 𝗲𝗵𝗂𝗏 kindly felicitate to the Honorable Sir. बहुत तालियों के साथ उनका अभिवादन करते हैं. धन्यवाद सर. Now request Miss Ritika Aima. Over to you, ma'am. Just a few minutes.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir is Additional Chief Secretary, Revenue and Endowments in the Karnataka government. Sir, your practical experiences and insights have given us valuable learnings. On behalf of everyone present, I sincerely thank you for taking out your time and enriching us with your wisdom. We are truly grateful, sir.